And this is a message to YouTube viewers about the balls of light which are apparently seen making crop circles. Well, I'm sorry to have to say that as a circle maker, this infuriates me. There's this false perception that's been garnered by the crop circle researchers to say that balls of light make the crop circles. It's just, to me, one more sort of link in the armour of crop circle believers who will do absolutely anything they can to say that anything makes the crop circles apart from humans. And you know, if we came out and showed them that we could make every single crop circle, they would just go, oh well, that's not true, because we've got this new thing, and this new thing is better than your thing, so you didn't make the crop circle, so go away. And that is literally how crop circle researchers react. Might sound childish, but when you actually delve deep into the subject, as I have done, you will find this to be the truth. It doesn't matter what you say, crop circle believers will always believe, and they won't allow you to denigrate their magical subject called the crop circles. Take for example the very famous Oliver's Castle piece of footage. Place near Devizes is called Oliver's Castle. It's an ancient hill fort, and the piece of footage in question was brought to a place called the Barge Inn, which is frequented by a lot of crop circle researchers, and the guy who brought it in was acting very shifty at the time, being quite strange, and didn't want to speak to people properly, and then promptly disappeared. And everybody was wowed by this footage. They were like, oh my god, this is the best thing we've ever seen, this is amazing. There were people in tears when they saw this footage of the balls of light making the crop circle. And the bottom line was, I saw it, and I immediately, after a few seconds of looking at it, thought, this doesn't look right, there's something wrong with the quality of this footage. And when we rewound the tape, you could actually see the video camera footage on the tape before this ball of light footage starts, and they're clearly different. You can kind of see it's like the difference between a digital camera photo and an old 35mm film photo. You can see that they look different. There's a different quality to them. Now, in video terms, when you have something that's been shot on a video camera, it has interlace. An interlace is a set of lines that alternate. The image jumps up and down, and this fools the eye into thinking there's more detail and more movement speed in the footage frame taking place. I know quite a bit about this because I'm involved with video, and so anyway, there was interlace in the video footage that was shot prior to the ball of light coming into view, and then all of a sudden, bang, the footage changes, and now it's a creamier quality, blurry sort of image with no interlace. Now, that was just by looking at it straight away I was able to tell that, and I told people at the time, I said, I think this is fake footage, I think it's been doctored, and people were going, no way, absolutely no way. And they with no experience of video and no expertise in that field were telling me that I was wrong and there was no way that this could be faked. So that's the way the story went. People weren't prepared to believe that this could be anything but the best footage that had ever been seen. So took the footage away and had a look at it on the computer, and the time code changes. So it doesn't just change from sort of like a time earlier on in the day to a time later on. Time code, which is recorded by different equipment, has different marks at the top of the frame, and basically when it's edited, when a segment is edited in, you either get a different time code signature, as it were, or the time code bars look different. And what we basically had is the whole edge of the frame changes, the time code bits change and move around, so obviously this tape has been edited on top of. So you had your original footage, which was on the tape, then somebody has taken a piece of computer generated footage and slapped that onto the tape afterwards. It's like recording a TV program on a videotape, rewinding it a bit, and then recording another program on later on. But what you've done is you've recorded it in a different video machine, and this was clearly different footage, and it had the marks off the edge of the frame to actually prove that it was recorded in a different machine. And as I say, it didn't have interlace. Subsequently, down the line, a person called John Wabe came forward. He was the guy that brought this footage into the barge and admitted that he had created the footage, and that he was hoping to make a video documentary about how easy it was to kind of make footage up and this sort of stuff, but that never happened. But nonetheless, he admitted that he'd done it, and guess what? He happened to work for none other than HTV, which is a West England television company, and he worked in their graphics department working with computer graphics. So it was his job during the daytime to work for this television company doing computer graphics of this nature. And hey ho, surprise, when Mr. Wabe came forward and admitted that he'd done it and said, you know, why he'd done it, the Crop Circle believers didn't want to know. They had their real footage, and even though Mr. Wabe was saying that he had created it, it didn't matter, because the Crop Circle researchers were happy. It was real. And that's the way it goes, folks, because that piece of footage is about as fake as you could possibly want, but the Crop Circle researchers aren't interested.